What's up, disciples? I hope you're all doing well. First off, I just want to say that I am not setting any rapture dates, but I do find it very interesting how things are lining up. In case you haven't heard, a lot of people think that the rapture will take place this September, and that is for a few reasons. One reason is that the Feast of Trumpets this year is held on September 22nd. In exactly 7 years, on September 15th, 2032 is when the Day of Atonement is. It is exactly 2,550 days in total, and it is split into two halves. The first half is 1,260 days, and the second half is 1,290 days, just like what the Bible says. And I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,203 days, clothed in sackcloth. And also in Revelation 12:6, it says, And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, and that they should feed her there 1,203 days. That represents the first half of the Great Tribulation. The second half can be found in Daniel 12:11, where it says, And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. The Bible is very specific about this. It's not just around 7 years. It's exactly 2,550 days split up into two halves, 1,260 days in the first half and 1,290 days in the second half. All of these signs are pointing to Bible prophecy right before our eyes. And like I said, I'm not saying this is when the rapture is going to occur, but it very well could. The rapture can occur at any moment. We must always be ready. And that isn't the only thing that lines up. The United Nations is also having a treaty event from September 23rd through September 26th. The Bible says that the Antichrist will sign a peace treaty with Israel and then break that peace treaty in the middle of the 7 years. That is when the abomination of desolation will be set up. In Daniel 9:27, it says, And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. And in the midst of that week, he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease. And for the overspreading of abominations, he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. This covenant is interpreted as 7 years, just like how the Bible says that 1 day is like 1,000 years to God, and 1,000 years is like 1 day. Just because it says 1 week doesn't actually mean it's 1 week. This is referring to a 7-year agreement. And that verse says at the middle of the week, which means the middle of that 7-year period. It says he will break that covenant. It says he'll put it into the sacrifice and offering. And after that, all hell is going to break loose on earth. The Antichrist is going to have his reign of terror. That will last for 3.5 years. And then at the end of all that, Jesus Christ is going to come back. This is when he's coming back to earth with heaven, with an army. We who were raptured at the start of the 7 years are coming back down to earth, and we're going to wage war against the ungodly. And then we're going to reign with Christ for 1,000 years on the earth. And then there will be a new heaven and a new earth. This is an exciting time to be alive. But like I said in the very beginning, I'm not setting any rapture dates. Just looking at what's out there and putting the pieces together. But none of this Bible prophecy matters if you're not saved. It doesn't matter if you don't know Jesus Christ. You have to put your faith in him and live for him so that you don't miss the rapture.